Hi, I'm Carl with Apt, and in this video we're going to be showing you a couple of new TV series we carry here at the store, the Samsung Q70R and the LG SM9000 side by side. These TVs are both steps up from what they're replacing from 2018, and I think they're both going to be really popular. So what are the differences here? We'll start with the inputs. Now, if you've been following technology at all for the last year or so, you've probably heard the term HDMI 2.1 being used a lot. And that's because it's one of the bigger improvements on some of the new sets. You get much higher bandwidth, and with that comes improvements to both the sound and the picture. Now, these both technically have HDMI 2.1, however, the LGs are fully functioning, where the Samsungs are a bit more limited. With the LG, you get a true eARC that's going to allow uncompressed audio pass-through like Dolby Atmos. Samsung will still pass through Atmos, but only if it's output through a Dolby Digital Plus file, which is lossy, so you're not going to get quite the same experience. If you're not an audiophile, it's probably not going to make a huge difference to you, but it is something to note. eARC's also going to give you lip sync correction, which means no more delay between what's happening on the screen and what's coming out of your sound system. Now, as far as non-audio features are concerned, you're going to have some differences here as well. The LG can do full 4K at 120 frames per second. Samsung is going to be limited to 2K at 120 frames. For gaming, both support variable refresh rate and both have auto low latency mode. However, the Samsung is the only one of the two that supports actual AMD FreeSync specifically. And both support dynamic metadata, but LG's is through Dolby Vision, where Samsung's is going to be through HDR10+. Both formats look really nice, but currently more film studios support Dolby Vision. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a Blu-ray versus HD DVD type scenario yet, so I imagine both formats will probably stick around for a while now. Now here's the tough part, the overall picture quality. I honestly enjoyed both of these. Both are full array with local dimming, but the LG's an IPS panel and the Samsung's panel is VA, which is going to create some differences. For off-angle viewing, IPS is going to be better. The LG holds its colors and black levels a little longer as you move off to the side. Neither one's outstanding really, but LG was better. Now for contrast, VA panels are better, but I thought LG did a pretty good job keeping up with local dimming turned on. The LG was showing some really good black levels and brightness, although to me it made the picture a little inconsistent, almost like it was overcompensating in the dark spots, which made the areas directly surrounding those look a little unnatural. I'm not sure how well that's going to show up in the video here, but you can tell in person, especially if you're in a dark room. As I mentioned in our review of the SM9000, I actually preferred watching content on that one with the local dimming turned off. The blacks turned a little grayer, which hurt the contrast obviously, but the picture seemed to be more uniform. Samsung, on the other hand, doesn't give the option to turn local dimming all the way off, but I didn't feel like I needed to with the Q70. It wasn't having that same effect as it was on the LG, and the picture was nice and uniform from the dark areas to the bright ones. Now, color quality I thought was good on both. With LG using NanoCells and Samsung using quantum dots, you get a nice boost in the reds and greens, which helps balance out the blues to make for a more natural looking image. And both have their own forms of AI powered processors to help too. LG with their second generation Alpha 7 and Samsung with their quantum processor 4K. So each has its own way to analyze objects on the screen and adjust settings to automatically make them look good. And for anyone not interested in doing a professional calibration, you've got several preset options to choose from on each. Here's some examples of what the 4 presets they have in common look like side by side. And here's some motion footage so you can see how these both handle that. They both do a nice job, but I'll give the edge here to Samsung. The way the objects looked as they moved just seemed a little more natural. You can always make adjustments to the judder and the blur through the menus, but even with doing that, I was happier with Samsung's motion processing. So which one should you get? Well, if you like the idea of having fully equipped HDMI 2.1s, the best operating system available in my opinion, and better viewing angles, the LG is going to be a great choice. If you like a more uniform picture, can take advantage of the FreeSync compatibility, or want better motion handling, the Samsung is going to be the way to go. If I were buying one myself, I'd go with the LG between these two. I really like WebOS, and having the fully functioning HDMI 2.1s just makes it a little more future-proof, plus the LG generally costs a little less for the same size TV. I like the Samsung's picture better, but I'd sacrifice a bit in the picture to get the other benefits. So which one would you pick? If you want to see our current pricing and promotions on either of these two, make sure to click on the links in the description below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and be sure to check out our other TV comparisons. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.